Hey, I think we're live. I sounded really dorky when I said, hey, I'm Mr. Beat. And if you don't know who I am, that's okay. And I am a social studies teacher, although now I actually just teach social studies online. And I'm wearing a flannel shirt that was sent to me in a bottle by Hoser, the YouTuber, the famous YouTuber who I collaborated with on Friday. We both made videos about the island of Hispaniola. Check it out if you check out both our videos if you haven't already. I just did a compared video comparing Dominican Republic to Haiti, and he looked at more of the history why was Haiti is so much more poor than the Dominican Republic. Anyway, something else that has happened recently, or it might still be happening, we don't know, but approximately now is when we have a new country that has the most people. In case you haven't heard, and I tweeted about this the other day, but the country of India now has more people than any other country in the world. It's the most populous, overtaking China for the top spot. China, for many years, going back all the way to 1950 when we started keeping track of this stuff. Before that, you could say it was the British Empire that had the most people, but imperialism. But yeah, China for many years held the top spot. Obviously, all of our lives, you watching, unless you're like really old, China has always been the country with the most people. But now, India, approximately now, we don't know the exact population numbers. Obviously, it's always an estimation. But now India has the most people. And so the reason why I'm doing this live stream is because of that milestone. I was like, hey, something I did. I know this is this is very nerdy, but at least some of you can relate to this, I'm hoping. When I was a kid, I would just memorize geographical statistics, and one of them in particular was the population of countries. I still have basically the top 10 in memory, although it's changed in my lifetime. Like Brazil keeps going down, Nigeria keeps going up. But yeah, the top 10 most populated countries in the world. This is off the top of my head. You got India, China, the United States, Indonesia. Always get five. I always get. I'm on the spot now. Don't tell me. Okay, 5. Is it not? Nigeria's 7. Pakistan, Brazil, Nigeria, Bangladesh, Russia, Mexico. I think that's it. Might be a little off on that, but those are the 10 most populated countries in the world. Russia also keeps going down because a lot of people don't realize that Russia's population has been stagnant for many years now. In fact, for a little while, the population was declining, which is insane to think about. Also, Japan used to be in the top 10 in recent years. Its population is declining. But yeah, it's, let me know if you're not from the United States of America. Many of you are not. We're going global for this stream. I'm playing a game I found. Apparently, other YouTubers have come across this as well. And it's a simple game. All you do is you guess. Well, you should know, but you just tell. You just mark which country has a bigger population. It'll just pop up 2 random countries on the screen. You guess the population by saying which one's higher or lower. You don't actually have to type in the actual population. But I tried it once. I got 11 in a row, and then I lost. And I'm like, well, that's kind of depressing. I thought I would do better than that. But let's, maybe I can do better if I keep playing it. I know. I'll do it in a live stream. So here we are. You can see that, there's no shenanigans happening. You're seeing my true skills live. And then at the end, I'm not going to do this that long. I'll probably go an hour tops total today. At the end of this live stream, I'll take your questions because I haven't done that for a while. So thanks for being here. Oh, we got somebody from Pakistan and Arkansas, Louisiana. Pakistan, number 5. Yeah. People don't realize how many people Pakistan has. They have like 200 and I think it's like 250 million people in Pakistan. So, what's the name of the game? I'm so glad you asked. Let's go ahead and take a look at it here. It's called Countries by Population. You can find it on Yandex Games. This is a website where people can just create games and make them easily available to the public. Already super chat. Thank you very much, Top Skylines. Is that a channel? I'll have to check out your videos if it is. All right. Nigeria has more people than Brazil now. I know it's getting close. I don't think that's true yet, Ninja Warrior. I still think Brazil has more people. Now that's going to obviously change within 10 years. Actually, Indonesia is catching up with the United States. They say that by the year 2045, Indonesia will have more people than the United States, which is also crazy. People like Indonesia is totally not on the radar of most Americans. I mean, we're very, American-centric on most things anyway, but I see some other folks in here from different countries. I love it. Netherlands. Yes. Oh, thanks for the kind words, Jesus. Tyler's here. Kosovo. I come from the distant lands of Oregon. All right. Awesome. Oh, Karachi. That's awesome to see international folks here. I'm going to make this bigger. We're going to go ahead and start playing. I encourage you to play as well. Please don't help me out when I'm doing this. I want this to be legit. All right, so here we go. Ghana, which has 30 million people. It tells you how many people they have on the one side. Is Malaysia bigger or smaller? Right off the bat, this is a difficult one. Well, I think it's. Oh my gosh! Why did they start off with? This is not a good way to start this thing. Okay. Germany and Sri Lanka. Okay, Germany clearly has more people than Sri Lanka. Okay, good. China. Burkina Faso, yep. Less. Vatican, less. Which is, I think, the smallest country in the world. Unless you count micro nations, maybe. Tanzania, obviously more. See, now it gets easier. Okay, Congo. Are we talking about the Democratic Republic of Congo? Or are we talking about, which Congo are we talking about? Yeah, I think either way, though, because I don't think which Congo is this? Is this the Republic of Congo? Are we going by flag? Okay, I'll have to look at the chat for this. Which Congo is this? It's a little Congo? Oh, man. You all don't know either. Okay. If it's the Republic of Congo, it's smaller. If it's the Democratic Republic of Congo, it's bigger. Let's just go the Democratic Republic of Congo. Oh, good. It was the DRC. Okay. All right. Iraq is smaller than DRC. Canada. Oh, this is a close one. I think Canada has 39 million people. I'm pretty sure it does because I remember that from making one of my videos. I think the one where I compared it to the United States. I'm going to go ahead and go barely bigger. It had to have been close. Okay, I got to 7. Let's keep doing this here. Malaysia, 32 million. Ivory Coast, I think has a little bit more. No, it doesn't. Man. Those starting off the bat with a hard one, that's messed up. Okay, Peru, 32 million. Japan has more than Peru. I know that. Okay. Uzbekistan has less than Japan. All right. Iraq has more than Uzbekistan. Yep. Poland, this is going to be close, but I think Poland has a slightly more. Slightly less. Okay. Man, I got to 11 the first time I ever played this, but I don't know if I'll even get to that again. Maybe it's because the pressure is on. Vatican. Iran is bigger than the Vatican. Spain. Pretty sure it's less. Yeah. Barely less. Cameroon. Less. Afghanistan more. Philippines way more. By the way, making a video currently about the Philippine-American War. I hope to have it out next Friday. Romania less. Ethiopia way more. Indonesia more. Morocco less. It's easy when they throw in one of the top ones in there. Kazakhstan, more. No, Kazakhstan doesn't have that many people. Oh man, we think of it as having a lot of people, but because it is actually a huge size, kind of like Canada. It's a huge country, but dang. All right, so I just got to 9 that time. Harrison, thank you. Good to see you here. Does potential underpopulation in the future United States concern you, or do you think it's a non-issue? I don't think it's a big issue here in the United States, Harrison, as it is in other countries. It's definitely an issue in Russia and Japan. I know that in Japan, they seem to be handling it a little bit better than Russia, but it's still going to be, if you look at like those graphs that show working age population, it's just getting smaller and smaller, especially in Japan. And so that's in terms of like true economic growth, you're not going to have that. The United States has pretty loose immigration laws overall compared to most of the world. Unfortunately, in Japan, there's a lot more xenophobia in terms, and it just surprises people, but they have strict immigration there, and so it's not as easy to immigrate there. They don't want foreigners generally, and so I always say countries are well off if they have looser immigration policies. So the more immigrants, the better. All the research, well, not all the research. I would argue most of the research supports that you're going to have more prosperity overall in a country if you have more immigration. Obviously, you don't just do it all at once, though. You have to there's a reason why we have a lottery system in the United States, and we restrict the numbers because, but yeah, I don't think, because as long as we have the same immigration policies as we do now, I'm not concerned about it at all. Okay, I miss any other? All right, let's play again. Let's get past 9 for crying out loud. All right, Tanzania, less than Japan. Peru, less than Tanzania. Yep. Myanmar, I think has more. Yeah. Germany, ooh, this is close. Germany, I think it's more. Oh, that's a lot more. Geez, that's embarrassing. United States, more. France, less. Uzbekistan, less. Senegal. Oh, man. It's pretty close, I think. We'll go more. Dang it. Got to 7 that time. So yeah, this is difficult. I wonder what the record is on this, or how far it keeps going. All right, Myanmar and Uganda. Uganda has less. All right, South Korea has more. Thailand, I think, has a little bit more. Yeah. Bangladesh, a lot more. 170 now. Wow. Niger. I didn't realize it was that small. 22 million is all. Chile is a small country population-wise. Oh, I'll go slightly bigger. Dang it. This is killing me. Brazil is, Mali, obviously, less than Brazil. Uganda more. Germany more. South Africa would be less. Colombia. Then South Africa, I think less. Okay. Tanzania, I think slightly more. Okay. China more. Malaysia less. Mexico more. Afghanistan less. Poland more. Here we go. Canada barely more. Oh, I think they have the wrong population on Canada. I think they have the wrong population. 38.25. What was it? What did it say that? I thought it were 39 million. What did it say that last one was? It's messed up, man. It's messed up. What did it say? It said, what if this game is getting the wrong statistics? That was wrong, man. I got that right. And you know what? I bet you this game doesn't have the updates for India. 38. Oh, it's 38.2. Okay. See? Yeah, I would argue that Canada's population is closer to 39 million. They have a looser restrictions on immigration than the United States even. They got to lure the people in there, right? I mean, Canada's a great country. Okay, so it was close. Oh man, did I miss any super chats? I'll try to catch these in between games. Oh, I already got that one. Okay. All right, let's keep playing. I got to beat 11 now. Ivory Coast, less, or Great Britain is more. Brazil, more. Tanzania, less. Niger, less. Nigeria, way more. Uganda, less. Kazakhstan, less. I know that now. Only 18.6 million in Kazakhstan. That's crazy to me. Malaysia, more. Kenya, more. Oh, yeah. I would say, and here was Canada again. Canada's on this game a lot. Less. We know that. 38. They say 38 million. Okay. Mali, less. Iraq, more. Taiwan. Ooh, this is close, but no. Taiwan should be less. Yeah. Philippines, way more. Vietnam is close. I think it's a little bit less. People also don't realize how many people live in Vietnam. It's such a small country, but we're talking but still it still somehow has rural areas, which I don't know. Anyway, Ukraine, less. About 41 million. Germany, more. I think we're doing pretty well in here. United States, more. It says 331 million. So maybe this is pretty accurate. Myanmar, less. Ethiopia, more. Angola, less. South Korea, more. Colombia, again. I think it's less. Yeah. Burkina Faso, less. Ooh, hanging in there. Egypt, there's a lot of people in Egypt. Yeah. 100 million, yeah. Uzbekistan, less. Argentina. I think it's slightly more. Oh, yes, hanging in there. Iran is more than that, a lot more than that, yeah. 84 million. Italy, less. 60. Romania, less. Only 19 million. South Africa, yeah, it's more. I'm doing pretty well. I don't want to jinx it. Japan, more. Turkey, less. Saudi Arabia, less. Morocco. Ooh, Morocco. Yeah, it's less. I think it's less. Oh, no, it's not. Morocco got me. Holy crap. What's the population of Morocco? Holy. There's that many people that live in Morocco. Oh my gosh, 37 million people live in Morocco. That's insane to me. I'm learning. Still 34. I got 34. That broke my record by yeah, actually that is I didn't expect to get that high. I can break 34. Let's go. Okay. France. Smoker. Yeah. Okay. I'm starting to doubt myself. Poland is less than that. Algeria. It's close. I would say less, slightly. Barely more. I go from 34 to 2. Goodness. I wish it got progressively more difficult because they're throwing difficult ones right off the bat. I didn't realize that because the first time I played this, it was fairly easy the first few, and then it started to get difficult. In fact, the one that threw me off was what's the thumbnail of this live stream, which was, I believe, Tanzania and South Africa. So, yeah. Okay. Myanmar, Senegal. I would say Senegal is less. Okay. Japan, more. South Africa, less. Algeria, less. Now that we know it's 40 million. Oh, 43 million in Algeria. How about Northern Africa? North Africa has a lot of people. Didn't know. Australia should be less than that. Yeah, hardly anybody in Australia. Kazakhstan, even less than that. Only because I know this from playing earlier. Germany, more. Great Britain. I'm assuming United Kingdom as a whole, which wouldn't make that much difference, but it is close. I'm gonna. I think it's slightly less. Is that much less? Oh, that's surprising. Morocco, less. Colombia, I think it's more. Yes. Brazil, more. Philippines, less, but not that much less. Romania, less. Nigeria, way more. Indonesia, more. Uganda, less. Ukraine, more. Got 41 million. Ooh. Burkina Faso, less. North Korea. Ooh, this is the first time we've had North Korea on here. I think it's slightly more, if I recall. But we don't really have good numbers on this. Yeah, 25 million. I know that South Korea has like about 20 million more people estimated. Because I remember I made a video about that. That's the only reason why I know that. Uzbekistan, less. No, Uzbekistan has a lot of people. All right, I got to 19 that time. Not bad. Oh, I noticed you, Sarah. I noticed you. There we go. Thank you for. We've got somebody from Wales here. Nice. Oh, thanks for the super chat. Indu. Oh, hey, Patreon supporter, I think. You should do another stream where you play the new campaign trail. It's perfect for election. Yeah, maybe when it gets closer to the presidential election next year, I think I will do that. That was a lot of fun. A lot of people, well, especially the folks who actually play that game, which there's a strong overlap with this channel. So that's a good suggestion there. Thank you for that. Thank you, Liam. Appreciate that. Check out their channel. All right. I got to beat 34. My goal is 50. Before I stop playing this, my goal is 50. So let's see. I'll pick up the pace here. All right. Niger, less. Angola, more. China, more. Italy, less. Argentina. Oh, I forgot Argentina. I think it's less. 44. Okay. Venezuela. Close. 32 million. Oh, okay. France more. France has more people than the UK? Huh. Okay. For some reason, I was thinking it was the other way around. Egypt has a lot more than France. Ivory Coast, less. Saudi Arabia. Ooh, this is close. I think Saudi Arabia is slightly less than Ivory Coast. No, slightly more. Okay, got to 9. Let's do it again. Philippines, more. Nigeria, yeah, more. Colombia, less. Mexico, more. Iraq, less. Ethiopia, more. Ivory Coast. We've had Ivory Coast a lot. Peru is less. It's got to be. No, very close to. So Peru has. I'm gonna Google Peru. Peru population. It's a 30 million. 33 million. Wow. All right. Impressive numbers there, Peru. Hello, Nelson. All right, let's keep this going. You lose. Thailand has more. Egypt has more. Afghanistan less. Algeria more. Australia less. Philippines more. South Korea less. Vatican way less. Uganda more. Thanks for the easy one with Vatican. China, thanks for that easy one as well. Chile, oh, it's slightly more. No, slightly less. 1 million less than Burkina Faso. Okay, got to 11. We can do this. We're going to get to 50. I have faith. Mali has less. Sri Lanka less. Sri Lanka has 25. See, I'm learning here as we go, and it's starting. Some of this is starting. Oh, 22 million for Sri Lanka. Such a tiny island, and that's all right. Saudi Arabia less. Congo. So this is the Democratic Republic of the Congo. So just so we're clear. Nepal less. Iraq more. Australia less. China more. Angola less. Egypt more. South Korea less. Kazakhstan less. Iran more. South Africa less. Indonesia more. Turkey less. Romania less. Taiwan more. Barely more. Mozambique. I'll say less. No, Mozambique has a lot. I don't know Mozambique at all. Mozambique is like a country that I know very little about. 32 million now. Man, they're making babies in Mozambique. I'm just saying. Got to 16. Check the super chats again here, see if I missed anything. Joe Scott or Isaac Arthur for 10 questions series. I would love to do Joe. I met Joe at a conference last fall. He was very nice to speak with. I don't know who Isaac Arthur is, but I will check them out. Thanks for the suggestions there, DW, in the super chat. Appreciate that. Oh, thanks, Terry, for becoming a member. You can become a member too. You get early access to videos, and you get your comments stand out so I see them, which I do. I don't know. A lot of YouTubers don't read the comments. I'm one of the weird ones that I read a lot of the comments. I do, and I'm doing that right now. I just realized. Okay, let's go for 50. We can do this. Let's go for 50. All right, Indonesia more. Kenya less. Nigeria more. USA more. Tanzania less. South Korea. Oh, this is close. This is really close. Dang it. I think it might be slightly smaller. Sticking around. Okay, Nepal less. Philippines more. Romania less. Myanmar more. Venezuela less. Poland more. Angola. I think it's less. Yes. Uzbekistan is close to this, but I think it's less. No, it's Uzbekistan got me again. Uzbekistan. What's your population, Uzbekistan? Another country I know very little about. 35 million. Holy crap. Just, Kazakhstan has nothing on you. Nothing. All right. I noticed they're missing a few countries on this. I thought there would be more. It seems like they're missing like 50 countries have not been mentioned yet. What's up with that? Colombia, way less. Ukraine, slightly more. That's not right. That's not right. Ukraine has 50 million people. I know this. It has 50 million people, doesn't it? Oh, I'm thinking of another country. Okay. You're right. Ukraine has 44 million. All right. I'm sorry. Okay. Here we go. Let's do this again. Vatican less. Come on. Let's go. Great Britain more. USA more. Kenya less. Australia less. Indonesia more. Pakistan barely less. Cameroon less. There's a new country. Spain more. Nigeria way more. Angola way less. Germany more. Vietnam more. France less. South Korea less. Algeria less. Madagascar less. There's still that many people in Madagascar. 25.6 million. Wow. Ghana more. Ghana's finally on here. Okay. 30 million. Romania less. Iraq more. Philippines more. Turkey less. South Africa less. Japan more. Yemen less. Congo more. DRC. Ukraine less. Oh, it only says 41.7 in Ukraine. It probably is more like that these days after the war. Russia more. Uzbekistan less. Nepal. Oh, what was Nepal? It was like 30 million, wasn't it? 30 million? Something like that. Let's go less. 28.6 million. All right. Ethiopia more. North Korea less. 25. Argentina more. Oh, yeah. Thailand. Yeah, it's more. It's got to be more. Those southeastern countries are all just so many people. Burkina Faso less. Kazakhstan barely less. I'm learning. Venezuela more. Yes, I think I'm doing well on this. Canada more. Sri Lanka barely less. Yeah. Mozambique more. Because I remember that one from earlier. Ivory Coast. It's close. I think it's less, like 20-something million. Yes. 25.7 million. Malaysia, more. Yes. 32. Niger, I always say that weirdly. Less. Oh, let's go. India, more. Mali, less. Uganda, more. Taiwan, less. Yeah, there's a lot of people there, but not that many. Colombia is more. Yeah. Italy, this is going to be close. I think Italy is probably less. Yeah, it's less. No! 50? 60? Italy population. 59 million. Oh, Italy. So you're right, almost. There's more people that live in Italy than Spain. That's right, but not as many as France. Okay, I got to 48. You kidding me? I didn't. I got so close that my goal was 50. Do you plan on? Thank you, Mr. Cheese. I love the picture of your dog. I'm assuming that's your dog, unless that's you. If that's you, I'm not going to judge. Do you plan on collaborating with Knowing Better again? Your live stream with KB was probably my favorite. Oh, awesome. Good to know. I would love to. We've collaborated in the past. I've been in one of his videos, or maybe two, and he's been in like one of mine. He like, the thing is, he only releases like one video every 4 months at this point. And so if we collaborate, it's probably going to be something more informal. That's typically how it works. So anyway, thank you for that. Oh, thanks for the words of encouragement, Top Skylines. I appreciate that. Well, you know, I wouldn't recommend doing that. Oh, your 1860 election night. I watched that. Yeah, I think I commented on that video. Subscribe to the Political Chatter. It's a fun channel. That was awesome. I basically made it. They made it so that, you know, CNN or a CNN-like station existed back then, and so they're it's, you know, nonstop coverage of the 1860 election as if that was happened. You know, it's fun. All right. Shall I continue trying to beat 48 of my record of 48? I think I can do a lot better than this. I'm a dork. That's how is this good? It seems like a lot of you would do just as well, if not better than me. I don't know. Thanks for all the kind words, though. I've seen. This is a good. People on the Discord server suggested this. I think I will consider this again. I still don't know if I'm ready to put Trump on there, especially considering that he's running for re-election, and definitely not going to put Biden on there because he's still president. I came first. I started my channel before he did. For those of you who don't know, my real legal name is Matthew Allen Beat. My father's name is Alan Beat. My brother's name is Stephen Beat. My mom's name is Diana Beat. My sister's name is Renee Beat. My wife's name is Shannon Beat. It's a real name. Okay, let's try to beat the record because you know what? I'm not getting many questions. Anyway, so let's go. We're going to move along really fast. Bangladesh, more. Brazil, more. Barely. Yeah, sorry. Kazakhstan, less. Chile, slightly more. Okay, whew, that was a close one. Ethiopia, more. Burkina Faso, less. Thailand, more. Germany. Germany is slightly more than this, yep. Cameroon, less. China, obviously more. South Korea, obviously less. North Korea, less. Spain, more. Ghana. Ghana is really, it's closer. I think it's less. Okay. Senegal. It's smaller. I think it's less. Yeah. Yemen. Yeah, man. Yemen. I don't know. I have no idea. I think it's around the same population. I'm just going to guess smaller. Dang it. There's that many people in Yemen. I think this is the first time we've seen Yemen on this. I've had a lot of people suggest that we do, or that I do a Yemen Oman comparison video. I agree with that. Yemen has 33 million people there. That's way more than I thought, actually. So, okay. All right, keep it going. Indonesia, more. Brazil, more. Or less. That was a stupid mistake, rookie mistake there. Nepal, less. Burkina Faso. Why is Burkina Faso on here literally every time? Well, at least I know it's 20 million. Tanzania, more. Mozambique, again on here, was 20. It was like 20 something. Oh, 30 million. Okay. Malaysia, more. Thailand, more. South Africa, less. Romania, less. Taiwan, more. Bangladesh, way more. Argentina, way less. Vatican, Germany, more. Iraq, less. Angola, less. Egypt, more. Uzbekistan, less. Russia, more. Senegal, less. Myanmar, more. Ivory Coast. This is another one that was kind of, yeah, it's less. Australia, less. Barely less. Ooh, that was close. Venezuela. Venezuela is, it's less. No? Am I mixing them up here? Colombia? Venezuela population. I got to 22 that time. Venezuela is 28.2 million people. Okay. I want to get to 50. All right. If you have questions for me, I'll answer them as best as I can. I'll check it after I play this next game. All right. Vatican, Sri Lanka, more. Yes, yes. South Africa. It's more. Yeah. Morocco has a lot of people, but doesn't have, not that many, less. Angola, I think it has less. 31, okay. Romania, less. Uzbekistan, more. I learned this earlier in this stream. Japan, more. Uganda, less. Poland, more. Poland and Uganda? What's the population of Poland again? Come on, come on. I want to challenge this. 38 million. They both are 38 million. Come on. All right. Uzbekistan, more. No, Uzbekistan has, I think I'm getting worse now. Uzbekistan has 35 million people. Okay. All right. So many of these are so close that it gets really difficult. South Korea, more. Congo, more. DRC. Because I haven't seen Republic of Congo on here at all. Thailand, less. Afghanistan, less. South Africa, more. Sri Lanka, less. Bangladesh, more. Uganda, less. Chile, less. Nigeria, more. Pakistan, more. Yeah. France, less. Madagascar, less. Mali, I think it's slightly less. Okay. China, more. North Korea, less. Iraq, more. Taiwan, less. Malaysia, more. Cameroon, think is less, 20 something million probably. A lot of those African countries are 20 something million. 24 million. Okay. Ghana more. Myanmar more. Uzbekistan less. There's Uzbekistan has been on here a lot. Iran more. Burkina Faso has been on here a lot too. What the heck? India more. Spain less. Australia less. Senegal was right around 25 million. I remember this. It was like, maybe it was 20 million. Yeah, let's go less. Indonesia more. Italy less. Yemen less, even though there's a lot more people than I thought. Saudi Arabia less. Oh, so close. 32. I got to 32 that time. All right. Burkina Faso is, it's in Africa. It's one of the poorest countries in the world. Yeah, it's getting a lot of. I'll show you. I'll show you. It's landlocked, which is a big reason why it has a lot of poverty, but it's also desertification is becoming a big deal. They're losing a lot of arable land that's good for farming. Goodness, I'm starting to struggle. This game has got me flustered. See, it's right next to Mali. Mali has not been on this, as far as I can remember. The Gambia has not been on this. Senegal has several times. Guinea-Bissau, either Guinea or Guinea-Bissau. Sierra Leone hasn't been. Liberia is not on this game. There's a lot of these countries that have not been mentioned yet. Tunisia hasn't been mentioned yet. All right, well. All right, I'm going to. Shall I keep trying to beat 50, or are we? There might just be 50 countries in the game. I'm gonna try one more time. Well, maybe a few more times, but it's 1:47 here local time. I'm gonna try to beat my record of what was my record? 48. Yeah, I got really close. Yeah, I'm gonna try to beat 48 at least. Shall we? Oh, I need to share the screen again. All right. All right, here we go. Here we go. You lose. Rating? Somebody got 2,099. I don't think I'm going to break that. Wow. Okay. All right. Tanzania. Oh, geez. It's start right off the bat. We're starting not good. I think it's more. Yeah. Oh, it's a lot more. What am I kidding? Mali less. Philippines more. Vatican less. Romania more. Hello. Bangladesh more. Peru less. Italy more. Niger less. Kenya more. Ukraine is apparently less. Ethiopia more. France less. Nepal less. Indonesia more. Taiwan less. Australia more. Barely more. Mexico more. Thailand less. China more. USA less. Morocco less. Congo more. Madagascar less. Algeria more. Uzbekistan less. Vietnam more. India more. Iraq less. Ivory Coast is less. Afghanistan. I think it's slightly more. Whew. Okay. Yemen. I think it's slightly less. Nigeria more. Sri Lanka less. Germany more. Spain less. South Korea barely less. South Korea. Oh, it has slightly more. What is South Korea's population? I thought it was 46 million. 52 million. Jeez. All right. Got to 36 that time. That was a pretty good run. I don't think I'm going to break 48 again. If you're just joining me, the game is called Country by Population. You can find it on a website called Yandex Games, where people make their own games. Mozambique. Iran more. Turkey less. Not even saying it anymore. That's how I am. I'm getting better at this, though. Spain. It's right around this. This is about what it is. 54 million, isn't it? Or is it less? No, it's less. 40 something million. Oh, 47 million. Okay. Chile less. North Korea more. Sri Lanka. Again, we should know Sri Lanka by this point, which is, it's right around that amount. I think it's slightly less. 22 million. All right. Uganda. We had a lot more than I remember. Uganda. I don't know. I think it's less. Okay, good. Barely less. Ivory Coast less. Poland more. Mali less. South Africa more. India more. Philippines is, or Russia is slightly more. Yeah. Egypt is slightly less than Russia. Brazil's more. Kenya less. Senegal's less. Afghanistan is more. Peru's less. Barely less. Oh, that was a close one. Okay, Uzbekistan less. No? That was also right around another close one. Okay, got to 38. Goodness. All right. We're just going to do questions the rest of this time because my brain's starting to get fried after doing this for an hour. So, all right. Well, yeah, I'll stick around. Questions. I'll brag about it, Marcel. Gosh, we got a trash talker here. Are you from Peru? All right, I'll take questions. Happy birthday, Sarah. All right, happy birthday, Sarah. Historically, yes, definitely. going back at least 3,000 or 4,000 years. That's really kind of you to say. I don't think I'm that amazing. I'm weird. What were relations like between the United States and Canada pre 1775? Well, Canada didn't exist pre 1775. It was just basically Canada was just you had more loyalists up there, which is why a lot of the loyalists that were down in the colony, 13 colonies, fled up there. Hi, Jerry. Or hi, not Jerry, Harry. Hi, Harry J. Hello, Harry J. Yes, Liberia. There's a video. I think Emperor Tiger started a Liberia video already, but I'll check. Marcus, you're from Holland, or you're living in Holland? I didn't know that you were from Holland. Thanks for your support. Should you run for president? Yes, go for it. Thoughts on AI? It terrifies me. It really does. Mostly terrifies me. I think we're going to reach singularity sooner than we realize, probably within 10 years. And then if we don't do it right, we could, as a species, kind of screw ourselves. And so we need to make sure we do it right, meaning the artificial intelligence collectively has to understand that we are the creators and we should be treated as gods and we should be protected, because otherwise it will realize that human beings are parasites that are doing a lot of harm to ecosystems across the planet. So I am deeply concerned about AI, and I think you should be too. Doesn't mean you need to lose sleep over it. There's a lot that's not within your control, but definitely at least let your representatives and government know your thoughts about AI, because I think government's going to be really late to doing anything about it. It's going to be really up to us to anyway. Favorite warhead color? I don't know. We'll go yellow. Some of these questions are random. I love it. RFK Jr., he is a good person overall. I think he has a lot of great ideas. Obviously, when it comes to vaccination stuff, he is 100% wrong, in my opinion. I think his anti-vaccination if I was a younger person, I would have, I was one of those when I was in high school, I fell for the, vaccines might cause autism, because I had heard about that Wakefield study and all this. But, I was naive. I continued to learn. I realized that the study was whack. RFK Jr. back then, we're talking the late 1990s, was all in for vaccines cause autism. So, and he's always had stupid views on vaccines. Vaccines have saved so many lives. It's not even, don't fall for the rhetoric, because all these people who have been against vaccines, everything they have predicted has turned out to not be true. And one of the quickest ways to tell if somebody is lying is if they keep saying something's going to happen and it doesn't happen. So don't fall for the anti-vax propaganda. Vaccines work. I've been vaccinated. There's always going to be complications. There's always going to be outliers, but overall they're a net positive. So I strongly disagree with RFK Jr. with that. Other than that, he's got pretty good policies. He's really strongly running against corporate welfare, which I'm a big fan. I think that's the one issue to really unite a lot of us, is ending corporate welfare. And, if I'm not a big fan of Joe Biden, so if RFK Jr. were to defeat Biden, I was like, okay, in the primary, sure. Also, I will say his dad, Robert Kennedy, was an amazing politician. I'm a huge Robert Kennedy fan. it's really tragic what happened with him getting assassinated, because he would have made a good president, in my opinion. So yeah, the anti-vax views really hurt him, but otherwise he's got some good policies. All right. No, it's not. It's actually, in terms of freedom, it's way down the line. People think, oh, the United States is the most free. No, it's not. Education, nope. Innovation, nope. Social mobility, nope. Wealth inequality, nope. Pollution, nope. If we want to look at what the best countries generally, there's the Scandinavian countries. They are doing capitalism the right way. We are doing capitalism here. Really, it's more accurate to call it corporatism. So corporations essentially buy politicians and they run things. And that's the root of every problem you see currently in the United States. So that's why we've fallen behind, is because corporations have taken over governments. And when I say governments, plural, I mean at every level, local, state, and federal even. Or obviously federal, but even local governments. How long will the United States remain third most populous? I would estimate until 2045 is when many demographers predict that Indonesia will overtake us. But, we could change our immigration policies to allow more immigration, so that could change that. But I think we have a growth rate in the United States currently it's like 0.6% a year or something like that. If you look at India, it's still like 1% a year. So India is going to continue to, but then at a certain point, this happens inevitably when countries get wealthier. India is becoming very wealthy right now. It's if you go there, it's very exciting. I hear it all the time, like what's happening in India, and just in my lifetime, it's similar to what has happened in China. So economic growth has been very substantial. So what you're going to see is less people having babies. And so population will slow down. Population growth will slow down in India in the coming decades as well. So keep that in mind. Also, countries like Nigeria. Nigeria has a growth rate of like 1.5% or something ridiculous. Or maybe it's 2.5%. It's way higher than India. So Nigeria will probably catch right up with Indonesia, or Pakistan and Indonesia. Pakistan also has a huge growth rate. I mean, they're just having a lot of babies. That's what it is. It's not immigration. It's just they're having, like, the average family size is way bigger than most of the Western countries. Anyway, I answered that way too long. Okay, should there be an age limit on the U.S. presidency? No, I disagree with that. However, I do think we need to be aware of cognitive abilities. I think Trump and Biden, there are legitimate concerns in terms of their cognitive abilities. And I think it would be fair to to not insulate them from scrutiny in terms of cognitive function. Can they even it's a stressful job. Can they handle it? So this has nothing to do with age. It has everything to do with just being able to do there's the 25th Amendment for a reason. If a president's in there and they actually just can't do the job, they should get fired, like with any other job. And when you have the hardest job in the world, the most prominent position in the world, it's not likely that two people that are, one of them is approaching their 80s, the other person is already in their 80s. It's more likely that they're probably going to have a harder time with it, but that doesn't necessarily mean they will. I mean, Biden could end up living for another 20 years. You think about it. I think he's been pretty healthy most of his life. He probably has good genetics from everything I can see, so he probably will be okay. But sometimes I do wonder about his cognitive abilities, and we really don't know for sure because he has been protected so much. Because they don't really, when I say they, I mean the people around him don't really give him any opportunities just to kind of go out there and interact with Americans and the press as much as we'd like, because I think sometimes we just don't see it, like his true abilities. I know that he's always struggled with speaking, though, so we shouldn't just judge it, because obviously he's not the best speaker, so we shouldn't judge it on that. Thank you, Marcus. I appreciate your support. Would the UN stop me from taking Antarctica? Nope. I've made a video about this. You can, there's actually specific parts of the continent you could take. No one's going to stop you because there's no claims there. It's just a matter of you going there and trying to start your own country. Parts of it, like Marie Byrd Land, is the specific area that I'm thinking of. Marie Byrd Land in Antarctica is a huge unclaimed region. We're talking, okay, I just Googled it here, 620,000 square miles, the largest unclaimed territory on Earth. Go for it, you like cheese, okay? You just got to build a dome or something because it gets really cold down there. Like if you, even in the summer, which remember for them in the summer, it's like, around Christmas time, January, it doesn't really get above freezing. So sorry about that. But go for it. See if I caught up on the super chats. I try to prioritize that. If you're giving me donations, then I try to prioritize your questions. If I had to go to any country, where would I go? Okay, I would go to the UK because I actually am going there. My family and I are going there here soon, so stay tuned. I also really want to go to Iceland a lot. All right. Thank you, Fearing. Oh, hey, that's what's his name from Walking Dead. Good character. When you hear the name Harrison, do you think of William, Benjamin, or George? I probably think of William Henry Harrison and Benjamin Harrison before George, although I will say I'm a big fan of George Harrison. Because the presidents are always in my mind, for various reasons. Sad to say, and both of them are obscure. You notice that. The only reason why people know about William Henry Harrison is because of his short tenure, and then Benjamin Harrison, they don't know anything about. So it's interesting that both of them, remember that. For those who don't know, William Henry Harrison is the grandfather of Benjamin Harrison. They're both dead now. They were alive in the 1800s, but yeah, obscure presidents. Thoughts on lowering the voting age? I used to think that it was a bad idea. I have since changed my mind after working with high schoolers for, many, many years, over 10 years working with high schoolers, seeing how they pay taxes. They are smarter oftentimes than people older than them. They may not have the wisdom that comes from life experiences, but they do have the intelligence. I do firmly believe that the next generation, the younger folks, are smarter than any other generation before it. The future is in good hands as long as they stay, on the right path in terms of like striving for greatness. It's easy to become cynical. Many younger people are cynical these days because they're so much more intelligent. They see how things are, but they need to stay positive. So yeah, anyway, I think if you're paying taxes, for sure, you should be able to vote. And so yeah, 16 as the voting age, I am firmly for that. Now, again, I changed my mind on that. That's a very controversial opinion. I would say most people disagree with me. But again, this comes from like years of actually teaching 16 and 17-year-olds. And many of you are under 18, and I feel like you would be perfectly capable of being informed enough to vote. And the other issue is like politicians, the decisions they make do affect you. I feel like teenagers in particular are often misrepresented, or underrepresented is probably the better word, underrepresented. Pineapple. You got some hard-hitting questions there. You like cheese. Sudan, there's a civil war. It's basically a tale as old as time. And you just have an insurgent group. There's multiple groups, but there's one in particular that's trying to overthrow the government there. The government in Sudan is fairly authoritarian. We've seen this a lot in African history over the past 100 and so years. 100 or so years. Yeah, it's sad. Hopefully it gets better there. I haven't been following it too closely, though. I admit I don't really watch the news that closely, so that's why I like to follow the news of the past. So if it's at least 10 years old or older, I'm following it much more closely than if it happened in the last 10 months. I know, it's weird. I guess I just like history. Yeah, South Sudan actually, this is a separate, has nothing to do with South Sudan. What's the subject most of the people you agree with on politics are wrong about? I would say the minimum wage. I'm against the minimum wage. I think it economically makes no sense whatsoever. But most people that I tend to agree with think that minimum wage is a good idea. That said, I understand if you just take away the minimum wage, a lot of people are going to get exploited. So I think if you ever take away the minimum wage, you have to replace it with universal basic income, undoubtedly. All right. China is definitely a superpower. Take them very seriously, especially now that they've built up their military. But more importantly, if you look at their involvement around the world in terms of economic aid and economic investment, especially across the entire continent of Africa. So they really are a superpower. They're the ones to, the next 100 years, that they're going to be it, that you keep your eyes on. Thoughts on, thank you, Harrison. Thoughts on DeSantis and Disney? Disney, for those of you who don't know, I heard that Disney sued DeSantis, and DeSantis, the governor of Florida, has been somewhat authoritarian in terms of telling Disney that they can't do certain things, and then Disney's retaliating with this lawsuit basically because it's hurting their business, it's hurting their bottom line. So that feud, I tend to side with private businesses generally if they're not doing anything to exploit the consumer. They're not doing anything to exploit the consumer, although you could make the argument that they do charge way too much for everything. But the demand is there. People love Disney, okay? Especially folks like my sister who's obsessed with Disney stuff. Shout out to Renee. So yeah, I mean, what he's been doing, I think, is not good because it kind of goes against Republican principles. You know, you let the free market do its thing, and he's not done that with Disney. So, yeah, you can't be a sovereign citizen. That's kind of a fake thing. So you can't do that. You like cheese. I'm sorry. I don't really like making alternate history videos, but if enough people keep bugging me about it, then I think I will change my mind because you're not the only one, so I will consider it. North Korea by far. Myanmar, there are some freedoms there, at least. North Korea, unless you're one of the elites, there are no freedoms. And they don't have concentration camps in Myanmar like they do in North Korea. My most controversial opinion might be the minimum wage thing. Let's see what else. I used to say that me wanting to legalize and regulate all drugs was the most controversial, but I'm finding that more and more people agree with me on that issue, so it's not so controversial anymore. My favorite New England state, ooh, I mean, just because you got Boston, probably Massachusetts. It has Boston. I love Boston so much. But yeah, maybe New Hampshire right behind it. Rhode Island. What's my most authoritarian opinion? I like that. Like maybe I generally don't have any authoritarian opinions. Is the thing. Like uh, I generally think. I mean, like, okay, universal healthcare. I do think we should have universal health care. So maybe that's authoritarian according to some people, but really it's not, because universal health care would give us more freedom. It would. It would give us way more freedom. So even that, I think, is stretching it. I just don't really have. I'm pretty libertarian generally, individualist. Maybe some things of public health, like maybe it's okay for, like, vaccinations. I think, yeah, it's okay for states to say that vaccinations are mandatory. Federal government, not so much, but states, and maybe certain, like, measures for, like, masks and stuff like that at the local level. Totally reasonable. Some would say that's authoritarian. Public health should be a priority. So, Osbers, you're here. I have no thoughts on Charles's coronation. It is what it is. I'm not a monarchist. I'm I'm not a fan of being born into royalty and having all those advantages over everyone else on the public dime. I don't like that, but I get the arguments for the monarchy. It does add a lot of stability to countries. I get it. Probably Iceland. Yeah, Iceland is always fascinated me. I'm always like a sucker for watching videos about Iceland, for example. I don't think so, and I think that would be illegal. Actually, it would go against HIPAA, which is a law passed in the '90s saying you can't do that anyway. For the GOP, I would say Tim Scott would have been good, but so far he hasn't been that impressive. Nikki Haley hasn't been that impressive either. Like, they two before the, if you were to ask me this question a year ago, I would have said, "Oh, yeah, that's like the direction the GOP wants to go." Now, I don't know. Like, I mean, the GOP has no chance with Trump. A little chance with Trump. Trump is bringing the party down. It's been really sad to see the GOP just let him bring the party down. But they're going to have to go in a different direction. What Trump has tapped into with populism, I think, has been good, though. So whoever they end up going with has to be laser focused on the populist rhetoric of Trump, because I think a lot of that has been good. He tapped into some good stuff there. But remember, rhetoric is one thing. Trump has said some good things in the past. He's also said some not good things. But the good things that he said has never or rarely been followed up by actual action. Like infrastructure, for example. He never had an infrastructure. Like, he talked about infrastructure, but he never actually had a legislation that he got passed for rebuilding infrastructure in the United States. It was a big disappointment. So whoever the candidate is has to have, like, legit policies. And so far, Scott and Haley, they just don't stand for anything. What do they stand for? They don't even have any policies listed anywhere that I know, that I've seen. So anyway. Oh, how many languages do I speak? Well, I am semi-fluent in Spanish. Hablo español un poco. Quiero, hablar español más. Maybe in the future I will have more opportunities. I use Duolingo. I've been starting to learn French a little bit because we're hoping to go to Paris as well when we are in Europe. So I'm excited for that. All right. Rupert Murdoch? What? I don't know. He's mysterious. I think it's interesting because I think he is against Trumpism, but he's went along with it for so long, and his network has really, embraced it a lot. But it seems to be a different direction because of him, single-handed, like him. I think he was the reason why Tucker Carlson got fired. If I understand it completely, I don't know a lot about it, but yeah, definitely an interesting figure. I think a lot of people oversimplify him. Yes, I will eventually cover Bob Dylan. You know it. He is still alive though, so I kind of hold on because he still releases new music. Believe it or not, the great Bob Dylan. Is Dick Cheney still the worst president? Worst vice president now. I recommend Lawrence. A lot of history in my hometown, but also Kansas City is pretty great. Topeka, Wichita has some good history too. It was a cow town historically, and there's some good. There's a museum, and they have a replica, like version of what the downtown used to look like. Some of it's historical, most of it's replica. That is down. It's like they call it Cowtown, but Wichita used to actually be a cow town. Speaking of which, Dodge City also they have a replica of what it looked like when it was founded. Some of it is actual stuff from back mid 1800s, but a lot of it is rebuilt because it's hard to preserve that stuff. But anyway, there are a couple Civil War battle sites in Kansas. There's the Oregon Trail that goes through a big chunk of the state. We have some beauty here. The Flint Hills. I recommend the Flint Hills, the Smoky Hills further west. Yeah, it's a good state. I would say because of Trumpism. Before that, Ron Paul had a lot of influence on that as well. But really, there's always been this strain of isolation. I don't think isolationist is the best way to describe it. The better way to put it is non-interventionism, foreign policy. It's not, because you can't be isolationist anymore. That's literally impossible in a global society. So I would say when we say that word isolationist, what we really mean is non-interventionism, and we mean like not being involved in wars all across the world, not being the world's police force per se. All right. Getting some weird questions here. If Elvis Presley favorite element on the periodic table, gold, AU baby. Will wokeness be written as a key issue of the political era in future history books? Absolutely not. You're not even going to hear about it in 5 years, let alone 50 years. It's just it's a fad, a passing trend. They used to call it, when I was a kid, they called it political correctness. It's just all it is now. It's already losing it. It's a word that's lost its meaning. So anytime it loses its meaning, it's kind of, it's not really something that's going to be remembered. My favorite president song that I made is probably the one about Lyndon Johnson. So if you can check out my Lyndon Johnson song, LBJ. Oh, Asa Hutchinson. Yeah, he's one of the better GOP candidates, also running for president. As far as I know, he does have a actual policy, but the media is not paying attention to him though, so probably doesn't have much of a chance. I think I got to get off here soon. Okay, I'm going to wrap this up. Thank you, Top Skylines, for joining. I see you. I appreciate that. Oh, one more. Okay. Marianne Williamson is great. It's kind of similar to RFK Jr. She's got this baggage from when she was a guru for many years. But I mean, screw all that. She's got great policies today. Some of them I disagree with, but most of them I agree with. She's got good rhetoric. I don't know how much she's like, her voice is kind of sounds elitist. So I don't know how that's going to resonate with, us folks here in middle America, or in rural America. Regardless, though, she says a lot of good things, and mainstream media, it does not like her, ignores her, just like they ignore RFK Jr. They're going to ignore anyone who goes against Biden, because they are so terrified of Trump. But here's the thing. Biden is not that much more popular than Trump. I think you could literally run any Democrat against Trump and win in 2024. Literally any Democrat, even Marianne Williamson. So she's fine. I mean, like I said, I don't agree with her on every issue, but okay. Any other super chats before I leave here? I don't want to. We have somebody that's going on and on about Abigail Shapiro. What about her? Okay, well, I think that's it for the super chats. So we'll leave it there. Thanks for watching. This has been fun. My record was 48 for the game. I've linked it in the description of this video. It's called Country by Population. Other YouTubers have played it as well. See if you can beat my record of 48, which you probably can. Most of you probably can. It's, you'll, especially after playing it for a while. Thanks for watching and all the kind words and the kind comments. And we'll have to do this again soon. All right. Remember what I said about Jeffrey Epstein. All right.